Vicus Raid. If you enjoy running it blind with your friends, feel free to ignore.
Oh, so you guys are controlling it now.
Yeah, sorry.
Nice.
I was trying
nice.
to pause it, and then I wasn't sure if I could control it, and then I clicked play again because I was like wondering if like I don't know. I was like pausing what you were doing. I don't know, just for myself. I don't know. Whatever. Currently, I'm Slow Village.
Oh no worries. All right, I'm just gonna get my thing out just in case I want to make some notes here. This is for Vicus. Okay. Let me see if Jay wants to join us. Want to watch? Okay. What the fuck is this? Tim sucks at Lost Ark. What the hell?
That's fucking hilarious.
Who's doing that?
Tim is Lost Ark.
Who is that? Okay. Let me be right back really quick, and then we'll start. Maybe Jay will join us in the meantime. Wow. All right. Be right back. Okay. All right, all three of us. Let's go. Who's TA? Oh, I know who that is.
This video, let's get to it.
First
Unlike
gate.
Valtan, Vicus Normal and Hard are different. Hard has additional critical wipe mechanics and normal patterns. So the video will cover both difficulties, but I will mark the scene differently, that it will appear only on Hard. Normal will require eye level to be 1430 and 1460 for hard mode. If you're interested in build requirements, feel free to visit my other videos to learn more about it. This video will cover Vicus Raid First Gate Morphe. Legion raids have health bars, and the majority of the gimmicks will be determined by HP percentages, so it's good to remember the important lines. Morphe's important HP lines at 55 for the first split, 45 orb gimmick, 34-36-ish for stagger, 30 for second split, and 13.5 for orb gimmick, and 5 mini berserk mode. Special tip is you should equally distribute your party's strengths among first party and second party because they will be split off and fight different bosses. It's kinda like Argo's second phase. Legion raids also have an Esther gauge. The raid leader can use by pressing Ctrl Z, X, or C. These are strategically used to go through harsh mechanics. Be sure to use them at the right times. Esther Ninari does massive damage, Esther Wade does huge stagger, and Esther Nana provides huge shield with CC immune, healing at the end tick to the party. Battle items like Whirlwind Grenade and Time Stop are highly recommended here. I will go over the major mechanics step by step, then go over the normal patterns afterwards, and the proper uses of Esther
What was that?
Did I miss something here?
skills at the
Huh?
Are we watching a video or?
Oh, did you guys?
Haven't we started yet?
Yeah, we started. Can you see it? Playing?
Might not know about the watch party thing that we changed.
Yeah, I didn't change it. Are you in here in the watch party thing?
I'm in the channel, but I don't see like you being live or anything. I don't know if the watch party.
Very good.
Not
Feel
sure
free.
I've done a watch party before.
It's that link I put in general.
Ah, got it.
Yeah, if you go to that link, I can start the video over again. We're
No,
not.
that's fine.
Not that. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll just go back. It's just the intro basically.
And Esther Nana provides huge shield with CC immune, healing at the end tick to the party. Battle items like Whirlwind Grenade and Time Stop are highly recommended here. I will go over the major mechanics step by step, then go over the normal patterns afterwards, and the proper uses of Esther's skills at the very end. Feel free to skip the later section in the video if you're not interested in the normal patterns. With that being said, let's get to it. Before the fight, make sure to position yourself on the corners 11, 1, 5, 7 o'clock. As everyone noticed, these positions are fairly common in raids. You can also notice them as X and plus positions. Think of the positions as your area of coverage throughout the whole fight. You can determine them by party numbers or pre-decide them as Korean pugs do. To give you a little tip, from my experience, sometimes 5 and 11 o'clock position starts the blue orb, so I usually place newbies on that position when I do the school parties for the first orb mechanic. At the start of the fight, Morphe won't do anything special until about line 55, where he will teleport to the center to start his mechanic. As I've been saying in my past videos, all Lost Ark bosses always teleport to the center before any major gimmicks. So when you see boss teleport to the middle, always be on guard for special patterns to happen. Parties will be split off to different dimensions to lust and pleasure. Let's call it this way because I don't know the official terms yet because it's not released. Lust side will be purple and pleasure side will be the same color scheme as the beginning. The normal patterns of the boss is very similar, but lust zones warning symbols will be inverted as if they're safe zones instead of damage zones, like the red warning symbols in the pleasure dimension. In a special note, Esther is usually kept in party lead on the lust purple zone due to Morphe being much stronger compared to the pleasure zone. He will do much more damage. Just like Argos Phase 2, there will be mechanics that will require communication between two parties. It is crucial to communicate between the teams to determine the safe zones from the potential wipe attacks. As said before, Lust Dimension does not have special mechanics, so they need to put his HP down to 30 to go to the next phase. However, since it has no special gimmicks, he will hurt so much more, where squishy classes will usually die in one hit on item level. The Pleasure Dimension will have two mechanics before reaching to line 30. Around 45, there will be the first color orb gimmick where you will need to stand in X position. You can predetermine this position in the beginning or use times 3 plus 1 your party numbers. Morphe will teleport to the middle and create a white magic circle. You will need to stand inside the circle or you will die from the initial blast. After the explosion, orbs and color gates will spawn on each X position. If you happen to stand on top of the spawn, you may actually take the orb immediately, so you have to watch out. So make sure to stay a little bit away from the orb spawn point. The orb will rotate colors: red, blue, green, white, black, to red again and repeat. If you cannot memorize this color, you can actually rename your pet to remind yourself. I used this trick to help some of my school parties in the past. You will need to kite the orbs accordingly to place the orbs into corresponding colored gates. For example, if 11 o'clock position gate is white, the player that is taking care of the 11 o'clock will need to kite the orb into the gate when the orb is white. The colors rotate total 2 times, so you can take your time a little bit. If you place the wrong color in, the color gate will explode and do tons of damage to you. If you happen to take the orb by accident, nothing will happen. If 2 people fail to do this gimmick, Morphe will cause a wipe AoE attack. You can actually time stop this in normal, but hard mode is a guaranteed wipe. To go over some small tips, most people fail this mechanic due to them being nervous while kiting the orb, because they collide with other players. You can prevent this by predetermining kiting paths before the game starts, or use center space as much as you can. People tend to be scared to go to the middle, but Morphe is actually flying, so he won't do anything to you. After the first mechanic, Morphe will do another gimmick around 36.5 lines. Make sure to be observant when he's teleporting into the middle. This mechanic will start as Morphe doing a stagger check. If you fail this stagger check, it is a guaranteed wipe, so make sure to use your whirlwind bombs and overwhelm runes if your party is lacking stagger.
For the orbs, you guys mind if I check that out really quick? It looks like there's a lot of room to kite, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see. I mean, look at all this space this guy has, or he has right here.
White?
So as long as everybody is like, you know, to one side, I think, if they're kiting like to a certain side, I think you have plenty of room to just kite your orb. Anyways.
The wrong color in, the color gate will explode and do tons of damage to you. If you happen to take the orb by accident, nothing will happen. If 2 people fail to do this gimmick, Morphe will cause a wipe AoE attack. You can actually time stop this in normal, but hard mode is a guaranteed wipe. To go over some small tips, most people fail this mechanic due to them being nervous while kiting the orb, because they collide with other players. You can prevent this by predetermining kiting paths before the game starts, or use center space as much as you can. People tend to be scared to go to the middle, but Morphe is actually flying, so he won't do anything to you. After the first mechanic, Morphe will do another gimmick around 36.5 lines. Make sure to be observant when he's teleporting into the middle. This mechanic will start as Morphe doing a stagger check. If you fail this stagger check, it is a guaranteed wipe, so make sure to use your whirlwind bombs and overwhelm runes if your party is lacking stagger. Another tip is to make sure you start your stagger after you see the orange bar. If you succeed the stagger, you will randomly be distributed with black or blue orbs above your head. This mechanic will require you to stand in X position again according to your color. You have enough time, so do not panic. Players with black orbs on their head needs to be in 1 or 7 o'clock position, where blue orbs need to be in 11 and 5 o'clock position. Afterwards, Morphe will do a pattern similar to Simon Says. It will show everyone where the orbs will spawn to absorb. You will need to block all the orbs Morphe is trying to gather up. Players with corresponding color orb will need to block the orb's path. If you happen to fail the Simon Says, Morphe will proceed to do a wipe AoE attack. Exact number is not determined yet, but normal tend to be okay missing 1 or 2. This wipe attack can be cheesed with time stop on normal only. Hard mode is a guaranteed wipe. If you succeed the Simon Says, Morphe will cast a large red warning sign either for inside safe or outside safe. The party's job is to tell the lust side party where the safe spot is, because lust side's Morphe will do the exact same pattern without warning signs. Afterwards, the party can proceed to cut Morphe's lines to 30 lines. If both parties reach line 30, the party's placements will switch dimensions. At the start of the switch, just like Seto fight in Ora Pravasa, he will use an explosion, so it's smarter to hog the wall first to not get hit by his initial explosion attack. From this point on, lust side is the same thing. Unless special positional mechanic is told by the pleasure dimension party, you will need to drop his HP to 0. Around 25 lines in the pleasure dimension, Morphe will cast a spell that it will create various magic circles on the plus positions 1, 3, 6, and 9. You will notice one of them will glow white. That is the safe spot for the lust dimension explosion. The specific pattern on the lust side will have all circles black, so the pleasure dimension will need to let them know where the safe side is. Also, when this mechanic starts, Morphe takes reduced damage, so during all mechanics, you should not focus on doing DPS and focus on doing the mechanic. Then at 13.5 lines, he'll do a black-blue Simon Says pattern once more. It's the exact same pattern. Make sure you tell the wipe AoE patterns afterwards, if rather it's inside safe or outside safe. Afterwards, around 8 to 5 lines for both dimensions, this is a semi-berserk phase. All his patterns increase in speed and damage, so be on guard for this phase change. There are no additional mechanics from this point. And those of you who are doing hardboiled for Vicus, there is one more random mechanic Morphe will do throughout the raid. This is a very dangerous pattern that causes multiple wipes. Be sure to be keen on this mechanic. First, Morphe will teleport to the middle. Second, if not any other special pattern, he will create a giant inside safe explosion. You must stay inside. Third, after the explosion, it will spawn orbs corresponding to your position. It will spawn right under your feet. So it is important to stay at the predetermined designed X position and don't eat the orb right away. Fourth, the orb will slowly follow you. You will need to get far away from the center from Morphe because there will be an electric field close to him that will kill you instantly. Everyone needs to be in positions where everyone has enough space to maneuver. Fifth, if you take the orb, you will start a Valganist pizza pattern. Keep an eye on the initial tornado. It will show if the pizza will rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. Sixth, if you successfully finish the 4 pizza explosions, you will get a shield that will block Morphe's next AoE attack. This mechanism actually takes a little bit of practice to master because people tend to panic and take orbs at the wrong time and wrong position. It is crucial to dodge the initial explosion first, slowly maneuver outside to check your orbs, and kite the orbs into a safe position in the corner to check the Valganist pizza. If you happen to fail the mechanic though, supports can actually use their Awakening plus Rhapsody Light or Gossip Law to lower the damage intake because it's not a guaranteed kill damage. Time stop works as well, but Morphe's second AoE explosion takes a little bit longer. Be sure to press the time step a little bit earlier so that you can take the hit with invincibility. Let's go over the normal patterns now. Feel free to skip this section if you're planning to learn them blind. Both Morphe from Lust and Pleasure Dimension have similar patterns. They just have inverted warning zones. Lines combo. Morphe will spawn 2 clones side by side and fire a laser. Pleasure Dimension will teleport front, Lust will teleport behind the aggro player. They will cast a series of warning line attacks. Afterwards, he will charge and fire an AoE attack in a cone. Pleasure Dimension is back safe and Lust Dimension is front safe. If you get hit by this, make sure your HP is almost full. Most people die from this attack. Since this pattern takes the longest in animation, experienced people tend to land most of his DPS at this pattern, so be keen on this normal pattern. Kick to dash. Morphe will raise his feet and dash front. Afterwards, Pizza AoE will be casted. It is back safe on Pleasure Dimension and front safe for Lust. Roundhouse kick. Morphe will charge and prepare to do a 270-degree kick. Lust Dimension's version is easier to dodge due to position barely changing after choosing an aggro. But Pleasure Dimension's version tend to select aggro player a little later, so you may see him spin around a little bit, so you gotta watch out. This particular kick is really strong, so you must dodge at all costs. Also for Lust Dimension's pattern, he combos it with a series of boomerang. This can turn into a damage pool, so you must watch out afterwards. It usually combos you and kills you in one hit. Jabs to dash. Morphe will choose an aggro and punch twice while dashing. If his body shines, he will jump upwards and create a cross-shaped explosion. Since it might be hard to catch this additional pattern, it is easier to think there will be a cross-shaped explosion every time. Front back wave. Morphe will choose an aggro and proceed to do a scratch wave. The wave will go front of him in a long pizza, then come backwards behind him like a wave. In
This is
Pleasure
like
Dimension,
Wolves
Morphe will do this
2.0.
wave twice on position, but Lust Dimension's pattern will have him teleport around to the aggro before doing a second wave attack. It is crucial for the initial aggro player to not move too much. Hitmaster classes tend to DPS a lot here due to this pattern being dangerous for entropy classes, the front and back head. Chain Destruction Fist. Morphe will smash the ground like Scrapper's Chain Destruction Fist skills. Watch your feet and keep moving. Afterwards, it will be either inside safe or outside safe. As for Lust Dimension, the purple warning side is safe. Be sure to not get confused. Good tip is to stay close enough to Morphe to be prepared for both safe spots with little maneuver skills, because there will be 3 explosions down your feet and then it will be selected with the inside-outside safe. Normal dash. Morphe will dash towards an aggro player, then he'll spawn clones sideways in a Pleasure Dimension and vertical clones in Lust Dimension. These clones will do a lot of damage, so watch out. Jump to land. Morphe will jump out of sight. After series explosion under your feet, he will land in one of the aggro players. Make sure to save your spacebar for the end. Spike projectile. Morphe will raise his hand with a laughter. He will shoot series of spikes out. Pleasure Dimension needs to dodge the spike and proceed to stand far outside. Lust Dimension requires you to be close into the purple warning zone after dodging the spikes. Sometimes you get hit by multiple spikes, so don't be greedy in your DPS during this pattern. Donut explosion. Morphe won't be targetable here. This is one of the most annoying patterns people will hate. He will create a large multiple donut like a target sign with noticeable safe spots. He will land explosion under your head about 4 times. The explosion can actually push you away from the donut safe zone. Since the outside explosion hurt much more, do not panic and focus to move at a timely manner to dodge the explosion. Instead of moving in a large clockwise formation, it is better to move back and forth to control the blast to give more space to your teammates. Here's some of the additional tips for the Esther skills. Normally you use Esther Ninabe for Gate 1. Reason being is Way is good for stagger mechanic, but it is easily doable with 4 players alive for any of the stagger mechanics. As for Inanna, there are no real patterns that you need to use to prevent wipes. Also can be replaced with time stops too. Therefore, Ninabe with the highest damage potential is the only helpful Esther for this whole fight. It is actually easier to land Ninabe than Thyrane because her arrow fires once, and Thyrane requires both blasts to hit. Ninabe's often provide a party where Lust Dimension Morphe is. Reasoning is because 1. Pleasure Dimension is easier to do DPS. 2. At the start you have taken some HP off of Pleasure Dimension's Morphe, but when other party is sent to Lust Dimension, and Thyrane requires both blasts to hit. Ninabe's often provide a party where Lust Dimension
When did he say to use
real
Ninabe?
patterns that you need to use to prevent wipes. Also can be replaced with time stops too. Therefore, Ninabe with the highest damage potential is the only helpful Esther for this whole fight. It is actually easier to land Ninabe than Thyrane because her arrow fires once, and Thyrane requires both blasts to hit. Ninabe's often provide a party where Lust Dimension Morphe is. Reasoning is because 1. Pleasure Dimension is easier to do DPS. 2. At the start you have taken some HP off of Pleasure Dimension's Morphe, but when other party is sent to Lust Dimension, Morphe from that dimension has full HP, where it makes 2 of them have imbalanced HP bars. Since it's much harder to shave off Morphe's HP from the Lust Dimension, they use Ninabe's Esther skill to balance the HPs together. Here's some of the recommended patterns you can use your Ninabe. Lines combo. This is where most people land their Ninabe. It's because it has the longest animation. After you see him teleport, he's going to do the lines and then he's going to do the pizza. So within that time, you can just fire Ninabe anytime. Chain Destruction Fist. When he starts this pattern, the animation is really long, so it usually hits. Roundhouse Kick. This animation is also very long, so when you see him dabbing twice and then getting ready for the roundhouse kick, you can use the Ninabe as well. Front back wave. When he teleports for the second wave, use it immediately. There are also timings after major mechanics like inside outside explosion or Valganist pattern, but you must know the exact timing. Don't panic when it's ready to fire, use it during a safe normal pattern, because you won't be using the extra skill a lot during the whole fight anyways. With that being said, this covers the whole video. Vicus raid requires a lot of teamwork. You can't have people dying as well due to majority of the mechanics requiring full party to proceed properly. Normal mode can be skipped through time stops, but hard mode won't be as forgiving if people die during the raid. Good luck everyone, and as always, thanks guys, bye!
What do you guys think?
If you succeed the stagger, you will randomly
There is one
wipe a
pattern.
large red warning in Aura Pravasa. He will use an explosion, so it's smarter to hog the wall first to not get hit by his initial explosion attack. 6 and 9. You will notice one of them will
This
glow
one.
white. That is the safe spot for the lust dimension explosion. The specific pattern on the lust side will have all circles black. And 9.
Okay.
You will notice one of them will glow.
So this is the one. This is the one mechanic that the blue side needs to communicate. So wait. Blue side is always communicating, right? Normal side is always communicating. So this one I didn't see. This happens around. This is the 26 bar. Did you say?
Yeah.
In the plus positions. 1.
Okay. Okay. And then, all right, so this looks pretty easy. I think that we probably, because I think it's random, the blue and the purple side, it's going to be random which group goes where. But we probably want the group that's going in the purple side first to have the Esther. Right?
Sounds right, if I'm understanding it.
So just multiple people, I think, have to just be comfortable with doing Esther, but I think everybody is pretty much in party 1. Let me put... I might as well just put down the Vicus comps.
Is anyone online? Lost Ark at the moment?
I'm in Lost Ark. Why?
What's Mayhem at currently, price-wise?
Oh, are you really gonna try? Too expensive. Let me check.
I've already bought $2, and I've got Master Tenacity at 20 out of 20, so I'm working towards it.
Mayhem is 8,100 right now. There's only 2 up though. Oh no, never mind. There's more than 2. There's 8.
I only buy at 8K, so I'll wait.
Yeah. So I mean, this looks pretty easy. It's just a lot of communication. You can't fuck up. I think for the orb thing.
1, 3,
and,
6.
Let me see if I can find. For the gate
I feel
thing.
like the videos are very helpful for the mechanics, but personally, I have to do the fight.
Try
to
it.
actually
Yeah,
learn it.
I'm that
Like,
same
the
way.
videos are just there to, kind of guide you.
I'm that
and-
same way too,
yeah.
but mostly for like normal patterns and stuff.
I would
to
say
share-
especially for the normal patterns for me. Like the mechanics are very helpful from the video, but the normal mechanics, those I gotta see and memorize myself.
But basically, like the different gates and stuff. So like you have one. Hold on. I'm just gonna make like a little picture. So 1, 2. What were the what positions were the gates in? It was on the 4 corners, right? So basically, as long as people are kiting to one side of their gates, essentially.
You're talking about the orb gates? Yeah, those are inner kernels.
Yeah, the orb gates. Yeah, I think that that's fine. Like, people won't run into each other. Like, there's so much room to kite. So, like, I don't know. This is a bad drawing. But, you know. if everybody just hangs to one side of their gates, I think it's fine. This is an awful fucking drawing. I just put it in the Vicus channel though. Maybe I'll clean it up later. But like you just go like that, and then you can even like, I mean, your kiting circle can be much larger. You can like go into the mid, basically. But we just choose a side of the gate that everybody's on. So you're gonna, you know, if you're the top right, you're gonna kite, you know, down towards the south, and then the other one you're gonna kite, you know, towards the right of your gate, and then the next one you're gonna kite towards like the left of your gate, and then the top one you kite towards the left of your gate, and then it should have more than enough room, I think.
Should just say like clockwise, counterclockwise for that.
Yeah.
Like move. That's the direction you start moving from your gate. Like.
Right. Yeah. And I think that should make that one a lot easier. And then the Simon Says one, I don't think that doesn't look too bad either. Honestly, like the thing that worries me the most is just like there's so many fucking normal patterns that you have to memorize. You know, like Valtan has just a handful. But I mean, otherwise, I think it's pretty straightforward.
I don't know. Simon Says looks pretty easy to fuck up.
It does, but
I don't
think
Simon
that the
Says is going to be any harder than Walter
Yeah.
Normal. We just got to get used to it.
Yeah. Where was that in the video? Simon Says is at 13 bars. But he explained it. Did he explain it early on? I think. Oh, 36 bars. It's like back here.
Another gimmick around 36.5 lines. Make sure to be observant when he's teleporting into the middle. This mechanic will start as Morphe doing a stagger check. If you fail this stagger check, it is a guaranteed wipe, so make sure to use your whirlwind bomb stagger after you see the orange bar. If you succeed the stagger, you will randomly be distributed with black or blue orbs above your head. This mechanic will require you to stand in X position again according to your color. You have enough time, so do not panic. Players with black orbs on their head needs to be in 1 or 7 o'clock position, where blue orbs need to be in 11 and 5 o'clock position. Afterwards, Morphe will do a pattern similar to Simon Says. It will show everyone where the orbs will spawn to absorb. You will need to block all the orbs Morphe is trying to gather up. Players with corresponding color orb will need to block the orb's path. If you happen to fail the
Does it always send you like in a circle like that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I assume.
I don't know.
If it does, then it's not so bad. But if it doesn't, then like.
I think you just have to, yeah, I think if we decide, you know, you're going to know which side you're on. And then we decide, okay, from your point, you're going to kite, you know, counterclockwise, for instance, like they do here.
mechanic will require you to stand in
And-
X position again according to your color.
Just watch
You have
it.
enough time, so do not panic. Players with black orbs on their head
This
needs
is
to be in
very
1
linear,
or
though.
7
Look at this
o'clock
blue one.
position, where
1,
blue orbs
Yeah,
need to be
no,
in
they
11
all- they
and
all
5
do.
o'clock position.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Morphe will do a pattern similar to Simon Says. It will show everyone where the orbs will spawn to absorb. You will need to block all the orbs Morphe is trying to gather up. Players with corresponding color orb will need to block the orb's path. If you happen
I think we can do it.
Yeah, I assume it goes that way every time.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just need to know your starting positions.
Yeah. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Should we move on to gate 2? Or do you guys want to see anything else?
Show me the next gate.
I'm good.
Show
Like
me
I
the
said, I
next
got-
gate.
The video's good, but I got to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way too.
Hello guys.
Okay, let me put this in here.
Hello guys. I hope you're excited about
Gate
Vicus
2.
being released. This is my guide for the Vicus raid. If you enjoy running it blind with your friends, feel free to ignore this video. Let's get to it. Unlike Valtan, Vicus Normal and Hard are different. Hard has additional critical wipe mechanics, and Unforgivable. So the video will cover the differences between both difficulties. Normal mode will require your eye level to be 1430 and 1460 for hard mode. If you're interested in build requirements, feel free to visit my other videos to learn more about it. This video will cover the Vicus raid second game, Vicus first
why I got
phase.
the 1490.
Legion raids have health
Hoping it gives
bars,
me a
and
buffer.
majority of the gimmicks will be determined by HP percentage.
Huh?
This is why I got the 1490. I'm hoping it gives me a buffer on some of this shit.
Oh yeah, grats. We'll see.
So it's good to remember these important lines. Vicus' important HP lines are 120 for purple fold and red unfold, and 65 for black-red orbs. She has 2 guaranteed web mechanics and various multiple special patterns in between them. Legion raids also have an Esther gauge. The raid leader can use it by pressing Ctrl Z, X, or C. These are strategically used to go through harsh mechanics. Be sure to use them at the right times. Esther Ninjavi does massive damage, Esther Wei does huge stagger, and Esther Inanna provides huge shield with CC immune, healing at the end tick to the party. Vicus does not have stagger mechanics, so battle items like Dark Grenade, Flame Grenade are better for DPS pushes. Charms and time stops are highly recommended here as well. I will go over all the major mechanics step by step, then go over the normal patterns afterwards. Feel free to skip the later section in the video if you're not interested. Vicus does not have stagger mechanics, so battle items like Dark Grenade, Flame Grenade are better for DPS pushes. Charms and time stops are highly recommended here as well. I will go over all the major mechanics step by step, then go over the normal patterns afterwards. Feel free to skip the later section in the video if you're not interested in the normal patterns. With that being said, let's go to the guide. Vicus second gate has 2 total wipe mechanics. These mechanics require at least 3 people to be solved, so if the raid party happens to have less than 3 people, it is impossible to clear. Vicus second gate's normal patterns hurt most out of the 3 gates. The boss maneuvers very often, and has multiple patterns where she's untargetable. This is also the reason why Gate 2 is known hardest for Inferno mode Vicus. If patterns are unlucky or DPS cannot have a decent uptime, you will often see boss go berserk even with all 8 players alive. I would say Gate 2 is the start of a real DPS check for everyone. Vicus is also weak to light damage, so if you happen to have Light of Salvation 12 Awakening, it is the most efficient card set for the battle due to additional 10% damage provided by the card set. So unless you require crit rate, using Light of Salvation 12 Awakening will boost your DPS performance if you have it. But if you don't have it, it's also okay. Before entering the fight, you'll need to predetermine your positions. You'll need to memorize 2 of them. First 5 people will stand in the middle, forming a plus sign, and the other leftover 3 will be at 11, 3, and 7 o'clock positions. This is the predetermined position for the first wipe mechanic. Second, up to max 3 people will stand in 11, 5, or 7 o'clock positions. Then each person will need to figure out the orders as well, like 11 o'clock first person, 11 o'clock second person, and 11 o'clock third person. For example, if you're 5-2, you're the second person at 5 o'clock position on the mechanic. First web mechanic is called purple fold and red unfold. This is what it's called in Korea. This pattern will appear around line 120. When she teleports to the middle,
One
called
second.
purple fold and red unfold. This is what it's called in Korea. 11 o'clock positions. Then each person will need to figure out the orders as well, like 11 o'clock first person, 11 o'clock second person, and 11 o'clock third person. For example, if you're 5-2, you're the second person at 5 o'clock position on the mechanic. First web mechanic is called purple fold and red unfold. This is what it's called in Korea. This pattern will appear around line 120. When she teleports to the middle, with Wei explaining the situation, Vicus will spawn 3 shadow clones at 11, 3, and 7 o'clock position. There will also be total 5 orbs spawning in a plus formation in the center of the map. If you take the orb, you'll either get a purple or a red symbol above your head. Since there's an odd number of orbs, you'll always get either red or purple as majority. The 3 shadow clones are all different. One has both wings folded, 1 wing folded, and unfolded wings. First safe spot of the wipe explosion is determined by the color majority. If red is majority from the orbs, the first safe spot is the unfolded wing shadow clone. If purple is majority, first safe spot is both wings folded shadow clone. Afterwards, the second safe spot is always 1 wing folded shadow clone, then the third safe spot as a last leftover one. The players in position 11, 3, and 7 o'clock's job is to communicate what each
Wait,
of their
go
shadow
back.
clones are doing, to let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more time with that little list he had there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot going on there.
Hold on. Yeah, this is okay.
Holy shit.
So you have 3. Okay, so you have unfolded, 1 folded, 2 folded. So just say 0, 1, 2. Okay. All right. If
Unfolded wings. First safe spot of the wipe explosion is determined by the color majority. If red is majority from the orbs, the first safe spot is the unfolded wing.
So red majority equals
Oh, I see. Okay.
red majority equals 0. So which is none unfolded.
Wing shadow clone. If purple is majority, first safe spot is both wings folded, shadow clone. Afterwards, the second safe spot is always one wing folded shadow clone, then the third safe spot as a last leftover one. The players in
Wait. What?
Yeah, so
position
it makes
11,
sense. So
3, and
if
7
he's-
o'clock.
If he's red, then our logic should be 2 wings, 1 wing, no wings. If he's purple, then we're going no wings, 1 wing, full wings. So it's just color matching to whether his wings are out or not, and then we just use logic to dictate the rest of it.
Whereas
Right.
the second safe spot is always one wing folded shadow clone, then the third safe spot as a last.
Okay, so second is all. Okay, so there's 3 safe spots.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
the
it. I get it.
graphic
I
you
get it.
wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one right here.
Yeah, because you see how he goes. It's 0 1 2 or it's 2 1 0. So it's not as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, okay. So it's 0 to second is always 1 folded. Second is always 1, and then third is whatever's left.
You're thinking of him like an actual creature here. So if he has both his wings open,
Yeah.
close up, then he'll have 1 wing closed because he's taking. I don't know. I guess this is the way my brain works. He's taking his time to close his wings.
Right. Okay.
Leftover one. The players in position 11, 3, and 7 o'clock's job is to communicate what each of their shadow clones are doing, to let them know what their positions are: folded wings, unfolded wings, or half folded wings. The 5 players in the middle, forming a plus formation, will need to take their orbs right away, then gather into the center first to determine the color majority quickly. Here's some of the additional notes to know for this mechanic. Shadow clones will usually be placed at 11, 3, and 7 o'clock positions, but sometimes they're placed a little bit skewed, so make sure to check that and move accordingly to find out the shadow's pose. You cannot take more than 1 color determining orb. You will die immediately. For the 3 clone checking members, it is crucial to come back to the center to get to the proper safe spot fast enough. You do not want to check yourself the 7 o'clock position and then move to the 3 o'clock position after late calls. The 11 o'clock shadow clone is usually the 1 wing folded pose. Additionally, in a rare occasion, if 11 o'clock is not 1 wing folded pose, 100% of the time the shadow clone at 1 o'clock position is the 1 wing folded pose. If you happen to see the clone suspiciously close to the 1 o'clock position, since it's hard to determine easily due to the weird angle, it is safe to assume it's a 1 wing folded pose. This mechanic can also be solved with only 3 people, which I will add another note at the very later point in the video. Second white mechanic is called red and black orbs. This mechanic will happen around 65 lines. When she teleports in the middle, Vicus will have a dialogue, and then Vicus will spawn 3 shadow clones again at 11, 5, and 7 o'clock position. Afterwards, each clones will emit red or black pulses. You have to focus on looking at them. Red pulses are square, a little slower, while black pulses are circular and fast. You will need to memorize the combination. When the pulses are over, she will fire 5 black orbs. You will need to remember that combination of pulses before and take the black orbs and let the red orbs go pass through. Since all of the orbs are black, it is crucial to remember the combination and take the right ones. Korean pugs tend to write it down in the chat log to remember.
We take red
Taking
and
more
let...
than 1 black orb will kill you, but you can use time stop or
black
splendid
through.
panacea
Wait, what do
to
we
take
do?
more
We-
than 1.
Oh, reverse.
Red
That.
orbs-
Red goes through.
Yeah, you reversed it. You
Sorry. Take...
We take black.
Yeah, take black.
Taking more than 1
and
black
let red
orb will
hit.
kill you, but you can use time stop or splendid panacea to take more than 1. Red orbs, on the other hand, will be a guaranteed death, so you cannot take them at all. Out of the 3 positions at 11, 5, and 7 o'clock, 2 positions will have 3 black orbs, while 1 position have 2 total black orbs. It is important for the players to determine the positions and allocate members accordingly. The combinations are random too, so it is important to predetermine the positions of the 2 people and have 2 players left over to be more versatile in moving positions around. That's why they're often labeled as spare or third person. Again, your goal is to block all the black orbs. Normal mode forgives 1 mistake, but hard mode will cause a wipe if 1 black orb is absorbed by Vicus. Let's go over an example. If 11 o'clock pulse was red, black, red, black, 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 black red, black, black, and 7 o'clock being as black, black, red, and 5 o'clock as black, red, black. All 3 players at 11 o'clock position will need to proceed to do the mechanics. But since 5 o'clock has only 2 black orbs, if spare third person player happened to be at 5 o'clock, he will need to move over to the 7 o'clock position to help to remove all the 3 black orbs. Since it requires 2 players to act as spares based on the random occurrences, communication is very crucial. Also, there will be some cases where all 8 players won't be alive. If some party members have died, you will need to utilize time stops or spend the panaceas to go through the mechanic by taking multiple black orbs. This is possible because the black orbs mechanic is this. If you take a black orb, you'll receive a debuff. If this debuff is stacked more than once, it is guaranteed death. So utilizing time stop and panacea's debuff immunity will allow you to take multiple black orbs. For example, if 11 o'clock position was red, black, red, black, the second and third orbs are black in succession, so you can use your time stop to take both black orbs without getting the debuff. Then after dodging the 4th red orb, you can proceed to take the 5th orb to finish the mechanic. Splendid Panacea works the same way. Since time stop lasts longer and cannot move when used, it is crucial to know the exact duration timing or you'll take the red orb by accident and die. There are also 5 important normal mechanics randomly generated between the major mechanics. This mechanic does not wipe the party, but it will cause few deaths to the teammates if not executed properly. First pattern, Descaluda lasers. Most of the time, you'll see this mechanic early first. When Vicus teleports to the middle and jump away, she will spawn a series of lasers pointing at every raid members. The laser will fire soon and create a small explosion near your character. This does significant damage to you, and if you are hit by more than one laser, it causes one-shot death to most classes. For this mechanic, Korean pucks spread out far equally and rotate, giving enough room for everyone else. Think of it as a car traffic. Going too fast or too slow will cause people behind or front of you take damage. Second mechanic, Purple Ring. This is Vicus' normal pattern actually, but since the cooldown is very long, it is counted as a special mechanic. She can do this pattern anytime during the fight and is one of the key patterns that disbands raids, so you have to watch out. Vicus will choose one raid member and mark them as a purple ring above their head, while everyone else have it marked as a red crosshair. Purple ring marked player will be chased by a very slow moving purple ring projectile. Anyone can actually intercept this ring and take it to detonate it, and the detonation area is very large with small center safe zone. This AoE damage is percentage damage of your max health, so it will cause an immediate death if not shielded or have proper defense reduction. The goal is to carry the purple ring as far away as possible. Make sure to keep pinging it as well. While communicating with the team with pings or voice comm, do not run too far away because the purple ring will detonate itself after some time has been passed. So it is important to take the ring after you check if all the raid members are safe, since there will be a small center safe spot. Also, red crosshair marked players will have up to 4 to 5 explosions under your feet, so you will have to keep moving to dodge the explosion. Usually inexperienced players tend to get hit by this explosion multiple times and don't have a space bar for safe fall, to get hit by the purple ring explosions afterwards for guaranteed death. It is crucial to not be greedy for DPS during this purple ring pattern. Also, if this pattern is too hard for you, time stop will always get you out of this situation. Pattern 3, Personal Pool. When Vicus is under certain health bars, she will cast a spell on random players, and usually after the major mechanic at the 120th bar. The selected players will have a purple goo in front of them, exploding where you're facing. Afterwards, it will create a pool, like a turret, that will fire 3 projectiles in a cone. This projectile in normal mode will only hurt you, but in hard mode, it will actually stun the player as well, so it is critical for you to throw this pool away at a proper direction. When you receive the debuff from Vicus, you must stop what you're doing and proceed to go very far away to the wall side and face outwards to throw the pools away. These pools will disappear with an explosion when Vicus is staggered. Since the black-red mechanic causes her to stagger, all the pools will disappear after the mechanic. Pattern 4, Lust Explosion. Vicus below 50 lines will have her wings shredded a little, giving her an additional buff. You can check this buff by looking at the boss's HP bar UI. When she is at this phase, all attacks will provide a debuff, and if you get this debuff stacked up to 3, you'll receive additional personal pools that you'll need to throw away properly. It is the same mechanic as the Lugarus Bleed from Valtan, which is also cleansable. Revolving Door. Vicus will also use this pattern up to 3 times during the whole fight. Vicus will teleport to the middle and spawn various blood walls looking like a revolving door. There will also be a series of AoE explosions, so it is quite tricky to dodge on the first time. This pattern is scary due to revolving door dealing multiple damage hits with small staggers, causing your death by not being able to do anything. Also, if this pattern is added with the Lust Explosion buff, you will receive personal pulls as well while getting hit by this pattern, which can cause complete chaos in the fight. It is crucial to focus on dodging the whole mechanic than dealing DPS. Raid parties that lack DPS tend to throw firebombs at this phase, because it can deal full damage with the bomb due to her staying in the middle for such a long time, which is the same mechanic for throwing firebombs at Valtan Ghost phase. Now let's go over the normal patterns that are worth mentioning. Number 1. Kick, which is counterable. Vikings will choose an aggro and will do a series of kicks while firing projectiles. These projectiles have paralysis effects, so if you do not have a counter that has paralysis immunity, you have to be extremely careful or you will die from taking all the projectile hits. Since projectiles deal a lot of damage, and Vikings will aim and keep firing at the aggro, it is the aggro's job to keep calm and maneuver slower to not cause chaos to the fight and counter. She happens to raise her legs very high like a ballerina before this pattern. So whenever you find herself do that, it is a counter coming. Also, if you fail to counter her, she will fire 3 projectiles in a cone shape after this. So if you happen to try to counter her without knowing this, you'll get shotgun in the face. Number 2, dash, which is also counterable. Vikings will select a random aggro and do a backstep into a long dash kick. If you have failed to counter the first dash, she has a chance to do it again. This dash has a high damage, so it's advisable to dodge if players are not confident to counter this normal pattern. This pattern is highly likable to come out after she teleports to a random player as a purple orb. If you happen to see her teleport, be on guard to counter her. Zaya pattern from League of Legends. Vikings will select a random aggro and fire small needle-like projectiles in a cone, returning back afterwards like a boomerang. The projectile itself doesn't do much damage, but is designed to get hit by multiple of them. On eye level players usually die from this attack by getting shotgunned. After the first cast, she often teleports to a different place and casts the same pattern. So if she happens to teleport after the Zaya pattern, it will never be a counter, so just expect another shotgun of projectiles coming at you. Number 4. Back tumble to uppercut. Vikings will backstep and jump upwards. If there are players nearby, she'll take them with her and stab down on the ground. This is one of the most damaging patterns, so you must watch out. Number 5. Cone shape pull. Vikings will choose a random aggro and fire 3 spears looking like cone shape and vacuum other players inside. If anybody's getting pulled in front of her vision, she will also combo this with an uppercut. This is not a dangerous pattern unless someone gets pulled in front of her. So if you happen to see someone get pulled in, make sure you stay away. Number 6. Electric explosion. Vikings will do series of 4 electric explosions. The order is outside safe, inside safe, then outside safe again. Since you will be stunned by getting hit, teammates will have to cleanse you or you'll die most of the time due to getting hit by multiple hits. Other than that, since this is a long animation, it is definitely a good time to DPS here. Number 7. 270-degree pizza. Vikings will have a die lock and rise up slowly while purple aura is gathering up on her. She will emit 4 pulses of huge damage by 270 degrees in front of her. If you cannot stand behind her in time, you will have to move very far away. For people who have succeeded to stand behind her, it's a very good DPS opportunity. Do not get hit by this pattern because it will kill most classes if taken fully. Number 8. Spawn worms. This normal pattern also has a long cooldown. She will stand still and channel a skill. You will also hear various roars as well. There will be worm monsters spawning under your feet, so you must keep moving around and watch your feet. If you happen to get caught by the worm, the party mates can free you by killing the worm doing damage. If party mates fail to save you, the worm will explode and deal massive damage in a large area. Number 9. Gold rings. Vikings will stand in place and starts to channel. If it's not a purple ring, it's going to be a golden ring. Large number of golden rings will be fired at random members. Since they will be randomly spawned about 4 aggro players, it is hard to recognize who it is, so everyone needs to focus on dodging. If you get hit by the ring, you'll briefly be stunned with the explosion coming up under your feet. Most of the time, you'll be able to spacebar out, and 1 or 2 explosions won't do much damage, but sometimes explosion will stack upon you and kill you if unlucky. Cleanse and Bard's Guardian Tune CC immune also helps here. Number 10. Surprise uppercut attack. Vikings will dash everywhere, then choose a random aggro to uppercut. If nobody's attacked by this uppercut, she won't do any additional attacks. But if someone is hit, she will do a large cross-shape attack afterwards. Number 11. Flash kick. Vikings will flash kick forward, creating series of explosions getting larger in a cone shape. If she jumps high up and lands stabbing the ground, there will be explosions under your feet as well. Let's also go over the Esther usage. Ninavi and Wei is often used in Gate 2, and Ninavi is used the most since Esther and Ninavi does the most damage. So it will help the raid if you're lacking damage. Wei is used situationally for pushing stagger, since true stagger will reset the pools too. It is often used at the revolving door since she is standing still for a long time. These are my recommended patterns where you can use Esther Nidabi. After red unfold and purple fold major mechanic at 120 lines, she'll apply personal pulls to the players 100% of the time. Since this has an animation, you can fire the Nidabi after 1 second right after the major mechanic has been finished. Same case, after the black and red orb major mechanic, she'll be stunned briefly so Esther can land as well. As for normal patterns, electric explosion, spawn worms, golden rings, purple ring, 270-degree pizzas, and revolving doors can be landed with an Esther skill, because the animation is very long. Let's also go over a special note on red unfold, purple fold major mechanic on 120 lines. This mechanic can actually be done by only 3 people. Reason being is the pattern is not completely random, it is selected from given set patterns. First, 3 people will need to be placed at 12, 3, and the center orb. If center orb and orb at 3 o'clock are the same color, unfolded wings clone is the first safe spot. If center orb and orb at 3 o'clock are different color, folded wings clone is the first safe spot. However, if center and 3 o'clock are both purple, you'll have to check the 12 o'clock as well to see if it's 3 purples for folded wings as first safe spot. As for this tip, people have found out because they wanted to bust with 3 people. And for my last tip, unlike Argos and Valtan, Vicus has a lot of dialogue. She has a lot of dialogues due to her being a demon humanoid type boss. Like the electric explosions or 270 pizza normal pattern, she'll have specific dialogues for this, so listening to sound cues will also help your raid performance as well. With that being said, this covers the whole video. Gate 2 of Vicus requires even more teamwork. You can't have people dying as well due to majority of the mechanics requiring full party to proceed properly. And also hard mode is very brutal due to allowing very little mistakes. So be sure to stay calm and practice mechanics one by one and progress slowly. Good luck everyone, and as always, thanks guys. Bye!
Yikes.
I'm gonna one-shot that.
Hello guys.
That's a lot of shit.
Okay. So here's what I've got. So dark grenades, flame grenades, sacred charms, time stops are good to have. You can't stack panacea and time stop. I think you only use one or the other, so we'll probably go with time stops. And then I can run cleanse on the gun lancers will run cleanse and the healers will run cleanse, I think, for this. For the Esters, I just wrote down some of the attack patterns like revolving doors, the fold after the fold mechanic, after the orb mechanic.
There's plenty of opportunity to land those, it seems.
So what is this? Okay, center plus 3 o'clock. If they're the same, then it is open wings, so unfolded. If center and 3 o'clock are different,
I think
no.
we'll, like, ignore the advanced strats on that and just like, what's the majority? What's the order?
Yeah, we could do
Where
that.
are they?
So,
Where are they? Like that just simplify like that simplifies it rather than having to learn like, you know.
Yes. Then we have the 2 positions. So for the wings mechanic, it is 1 person in the center, and then 4 people in a cross. And then we have somebody at 11, somebody at 3, and somebody at 7 o'clock. Okay, then there's the 65 line, the clones that spawn, and we have to count the red and black pulses and do the memorization mechanic. So we have that. That's going to be a little interesting to set up, but I have the positions down for that. I mean, I wrote down some of her attack patterns, like the really dangerous ones. So the purple ring mechanic, that one, we're probably going to use a time stop for that one. So probably want to save 1 time stop for that. Then those shotgun mechanics where you just throw the things off the edge, that seemed pretty easy. Fire bombs might be good to have. I will run like fire and dark for this one. And then the counter one, that looks pretty easy. I think it's just that whoever's targeted needs to kite those little things she's shooting away from the raid. I mean, that's what I wrote down for this. Those seem like the most dangerous things and the biggest things to remember, so I wrote those down. You guys want to watch the next one? Or do you want to see anything else? Let's watch the last one. Gate 3. Wish ATK would have put
Hey,
out
what's
a
up,
video.
guys? It's Sandov. We are now going to go over the Vika's Legion Raid Phase 3 mechanics. This will be for the normal and hard mode. Hard mode mechanics will be explained at the end of the video. Before I start, I want to mention that you must take sleep bombs and time stop hourglass as your battle items. Whirlwind grenade is not necessary, but I highly recommend it. So with that being said, let's get started. In this battle, you are gonna face against Vikas, and as far as setting positions for mechanics, there is only one, but people usually send party 1 to the left side and party 2 to the right side. They will deal with killing tentacles in a mechanic that I will go over later on. Also, there will be 4 cleansing orbs available in the map, 1 in each cardinal direction, north, south, east and west. Before heading into the battle, players will usually type 963 or 369. This indicates which orbs will be taken first in order. If 963 was the call, then the 9 o'clock position cleansing orbs will be taken first, then 6 o'clock, and then finally 3 o'clock. You can use the extra cleansing orb as a backup. These cleansing orbs will reduce your seduction gauge, which I will explain first. You'll notice that there is a gauge bar above all players' name tag. This is the seduction gauge. This seduction gauge will rise when getting hit by Vika's attacks. Having above 70% will give an attack buff, but at the same time you will take more damage. Having 100% will make you lose control of your character and force you to PvP players in the raid. Needless to say, you want to avoid hitting 100% on the seduction gauge as much as possible. However, if someone does turn, you can use the sleep bombs to sleep them and decrease their gauge back to normal. Having 0 seduction gauge will give you a damage debuff, so in conclusion, you want to be able to manage your gauge because there is going to be mechanics in this raid that require you to do so. Okay, now that you understand that, let's talk about the very first mechanic that will happen at 170 health bars. Vikas will teleport to the center and send out a shockwave that will give all players a buff or a debuff. 2 players will have a debuff and the rest will have a buff. After a set amount of time, this buff/debuff will drop an aura on the ground where you stand. The buff will drop a movement speed aura and the debuff will drop a slow aura. You can also know which buff you have if you pay attention to the words on your character that come right after the shockwave. Brown is a slow debuff and blue is the speed buff. Vikas will then taunt everyone to run over to her in the center and cast a one-shot attack move. For this mechanic, have people with this low debuff stand on the 9 o'clock position of the map, 1 in the backside and 1 in the front side. All players with the speed buff stand nearby but don't get too close to the people with the debuff. Wait until your aura drops on the ground, then move into the backside where the player dropped the furthest debuff from the boss. That way when the boss taunts everyone, no one will reach the kill zone because all players are heavily slowed. Now
Does that
you've
move
passed
from
this
back
mechanic
to front?
into the backside where the player dropped the furthest debuff from the boss. That way when the boss taunts everyone, no one will reach the kill zone because all players are heavily slowed. Now that you've passed this mechanic, the next mechanic will happen at 155 health bars. You will need a player with a seduction gauge above 70% on this mechanic. Vikas will disappear and statues of her will spawn in random locations around the center. However, if your seduction gauge is above 70%, you will not see statues, you will instead see swords. The goal here is to find out which spot has both the statue and the sword and run over to it. Have players that are above 70% gauge ping the sword locations. That way when players that see the statue see the ping on one of their statues, they'll know immediately that one is the safe spot. Okay, on to the next mechanic that will happen at 135 health bars. Vikas will fly up in the air and strawberries will drop all over the map. Run to the first orb location that was indicated by your team in the beginning of the raid and activate it. This orb will then cast an aura and strawberries will drop all over the map.
What is this,
Run to the
135
first
bars?
orb location that was that one is the safe spot. Okay, on to the next mechanic that will happen at 135 health bars. Vikas will fly up in the air and strawberries will drop all over the map. Run to the first orb location that was indicated by your team in the beginning of the raid and activate it. This orb will then cast an aura that will decrease your seduction gauge all the way to 0. All players need to be at 0 gauge for what happens next. Everyone will get a cutscene and you must type the keys in order in this minigame. This will happen twice. Any player with seduction gauge will insta-fail in here. If every player succeeded on the minigame, Vikas will be stunned in the center of the arena and you will pass this mechanic. If one or more players fail, it will be pointed out in the tooltip right after the cutscene. 4 people failing means wipe. If one or more fail, Vikas will gain a shield and send out a damaging shockwave that will knock everyone down. Supports have to use their shields to protect against this shockwave. Also, when you fall and get knocked down, do not press spacebar to get back up, as she will do a flying attack that will target a random player, so you must stick together with your team to avoid this attack. She will either attack in a line first, then attack the outside, or attack the outside first, then the inside. Just know that at the end of this, she will land in an area and you must move in with the boss to avoid the big damage that comes afterwards. I recommend using Sidereal skill Nineveh here right after the cutscene to damage the boss, since Vikas will be standing right in the middle and it'll be a free hit. Okay, the next mechanic will happen at 120 health bars. Vikas will mark players with a debuff that will drop a seduction increase aura. For this mechanic, everyone must stand together and raise their seduction gauge to 100%. She will then spawn a blood moon that will blow up and kill any player that is not at 100% gauge. This mechanic is simple, you just have to remember to stack together. The next mechanic will happen at 102 health bars. Vikas will teleport to the center of the arena and shortly after will have an impairment mechanic. For this mechanic, all players must head over to the second selected orb to reduce their seduction gauge. Once your gauge is at 0% or low enough, head over to the boss and impair her. This is because she will have a big aura around her that increases your gauge over time, and you must successfully impair her before the 2 giant blob dudes explode, killing everyone. To avoid getting wiped here, use your hourglass right after you impair the boss, avoiding the wipe. At 75 health bars, Vikas will do the very first mechanic again. You are all familiar with it now. She will teleport to the center and give 2 players the slow debuff and the rest of the players the speed buff. Wait until the aura drops, then move into the slowed area. At 55 health bars, Vikas will teleport to the center and summon tentacles on the map. You can check the amount of tentacles by the icons on the minimap. You must kill these tentacles to pass this mechanic. However, you cannot damage these tentacles unless you are above 70% seduction gauge. Also, your seduction gauge will slowly decrease during this phase. There will be blood orbs spawning in the middle to all directions. You can take these orbs to increase your gauge. Just be careful and don't consume too much. There's also lots of time here, so no rush. A cutscene will play where an orb will consume all players. Vikas will then take a bite and all players will be released. If you failed to kill all tentacles, it will be a wipe.
She's so
If you
hot.
succeeded, you can continue to damage her and it's pretty much just a burn to 0 from here. When she gets low, there will be another mechanic, but I recommend using the cleansing orb at around 8 health bars left. This will just guarantee your party won't turn at a critical moment. When she's about to die, a cutscene will play and Vikas will mold. She will then send out a purple silhouette in the center of the arena. During this time, you must find the location of the real Vikas. You can find her in your minimap. At the same time, players must look away from the purple silhouette to avoid the Medusa attack. When the shockwave happens, you'll be safe. The goal is to deplete her stagger bar to 0 to deal the final blow. Use Sidereal skill Way to help you break down the bar. Vikas will also cast a bunch of lasers in front of her, so after successfully facing away from the center, move behind Vikas and use as much stagger skills as possible. Use whirlwind grenades if you have them. Remember that flying attack that happens if you fail the typing game mechanic? She will do that again. Stack together to easily dodge the flying attack, then go into the zone where she lands right after she lands. It is important to know that right after the cutscene, all players will have their gauge slowly increase, so this is a ticking time bomb. Once you deplete her stagger bar to 0, you will successfully complete this raid. There's a red aura that will follow a player right after the purple clone casts a shockwave. This red aura will decrease your seduction gauge, so it is important to all stack together to buy a little bit more time. Okay, now let's talk about the important notable attack moves. The most important I would say is the Medusa, because we'll cast shadow helixes in all directions. This indicates that you must face away from the boss. Even one person looking at the boss will make Vika's cast a damaging attack on the map, possibly killing a lot of players. You can change the direction your character is facing by using normal attacks too, so use this to your advantage. Another move is the spiral move, because we'll do a spiral attack that will attack in a line in front and behind her. Right after this attack, stand behind or in front of her as the lines will then attack the outer zone, because we'll sometimes cast a half red circle below her. She will then either swing her sword towards red zone or black zone. If she swings at the red zone, stand inside to avoid the outer zone attack. If she swings her sword at the black zone, move to the outer zone because she'll attack the inside. Vikas will also cast a debuff on players that will drop an aura where the players are standing when the debuff runs out. You can see a pink aura on your feet as well if you have this debuff. Move away from the battlefield and your team to drop this aura, then return to the battle. But remember, during the mechanic at 120 health bars, do not run away from your team. Stack together. Vikas will cast a big ritual looking aura around her that will explode. This indicates that she will spawn monsters that will walk through the battlefield, but only people above 70% seduce gauge can see. A safe spot when this happens is right at the bottom of the arena, and most people just run here when this happens. Vikas will charge a whip and drag players in front of her. She will then grab one player and damage that player while flying into the air. Getting grabbed by this attack will reduce your seduction gauge, but you cannot damage Vikas during the animation. When she throws the player out, she will also cast a cross-telegraphed attack every time. I'm sure you know this one already, but the line attack can happen during the battle as well. I'll quickly go over it again. Vikas will fly over your raid and either cast a red line with the outside being safe, or multiple red lines with the inside being safe, after which they'll alternate. Vikas will then land somewhere and you must go in to dodge her outer zone attack. The chain attack is quite annoying and could be dangerous. Vikas will spawn portals that will send out chains in a bunch of areas. Getting caught by one of these chains will imprison you, and your party must use multi-attacks to free you. She usually casts this twice in a row. Sometimes Vikas will cast the strawberries that will drop from the sky. Getting hit by the strawberries will increase your gauge quite a bit. At the same time, she will cast an AoE around her or in the outer zone. After this happens, she will alternate. Dodge these strawberries because they'll have a bigger hitbox than this blade. Okay, now let's go over her counter-attack windows. She's got 3 windows available. The first window will be available when she prepares to do a dash attack. If you miss this window, she will then have another window available right after the dash. If you have a dash, you can dash towards her and counter immediately. The other available counter-attack window is when Vikas flies up in the air and does a spiral. Right after, she will pop up and a window will be available. Failing to counter her here will send out blood orbs that will give your character a seduction gauge aura. She will also cast a damaging shockwave where she lands first, then in the outer zone. Let's now talk about the hard mode mechanic and move. The mechanic will happen at 40 health bars and it's pretty simple. Vikas will do a telegraphed attack in the center of the map and then the outer zone. She'll then stab her sword into the ground and 4 orbs will come in flying in from the outer zone. The only goal here is to intercept the orbs and smash the spacebar to get released. Wait until Vikas launches a shockwave and you're good to go. Vikas will also have an amplified Medusa move that you must assign players for, as well as cast Medusa twice in a row. Assign 2 players 1 and 2 and 2 other players 3 and 4. She can either have 2 wings open, 1 wing open, or no wings open. no wings open being the regular Medusa. One wing open means player 1 must look. Two wings open mean player 1 and 2 must look. She can then cast again and you must pay attention to the wings one more time. If she opens up one wing, player 3 looks, and 2 wings mean player 3 and 4 look. I will show you an example where she opens up 2 wings first, then 1 wing. I hope this video was useful to you and I wish you luck raiding. This is one of the tougher raids and it is a lot to learn. Take
What
it
is
one
that last
wing.
thing?
She
Okay.
can then cast again. Look. Wings open being 3 and 4. 3 and 4. She can either have 2 wings open, 1 wing open, or in from the outer zone. The only goal here is to intercept the orbs and smash the spacebar to get released. Wait until Vikas launches a shockwave and you're good to go.
11 o'clock Adventure Island is coming up if any of you missed the 7.
Huh?
Vikas will also
11 o'clock Adventure Island if any of you missed the 7 o'clock like I did.
Oh, is it?
have an
Oh shit,
amplified
my game just
Medusa
closed.
move
Well,
that you must assign players for, as well as cast Medusa twice in a row. Assign 2 players 1 and 2 other players 3 and 4. She can either have 2 wings open, 1 wing open, or no wings open. No wings open being the regular Medusa. 1 wing open means player 1 must look. 2 wings open mean player 1 and 2 must look. She can then cast again and you must pay attention to the wings one more time. If she opens up 1 wing, player 3 looks, and 2 wings mean player 3 and 4 look. I will show you an example where she opens up
Okay.
2 wings first, then 1 wing. I hope this video was useful to you and I wish you luck raiding. This is one of the tougher raids and it is a lot to learn. Take it one step at a time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time.
Wait, is this normal? This is normal.
I think that it's this normal and
Step
hard.
up.
Is there a different thing on hard?
I'm pretty sure Viacus is one of the main one that adds stuff on hard mode. I won't swear to it, but I swear I've heard ATK and others say that.
No, I think he said it's not really different. It's just less. It's just not less forgiving. Is what it is. Where is this? Where is he getting this? This cheat sheet. Oh, it's linked in the bio. Oh, we should nab those cheat sheets. Let's see. Cheat sheet. Let's put it in the Vikas channel.
What do you want? Want a job that I don't
The hell is
hate.
that?
What's up guys? It's
Let me grab these cheat sheets. So, what do you guys think? I think that this is I think that the mechanic, from what I've heard, the mechanics are the same. Like I said, they're just less forgiving.
go directly behind her.
We just grab these. These cheat sheets are nicer than the one that we have in there. And gate 3. Okay, cool. I've got the cheat sheets up. I took some notes for this one as well, so it seems a little less complicated than the Gate 2, to be honest. I think Gate 2 is probably the most complex out of all of them. But I guess I'll post the comps. Is Raina, are you still there?
What's up?
You think we'll be able to maybe get that extra support they have to join us?
I don't know. I don't know what their like availabilities are.
Well, I mean, if you see, like, we do need a support for Thursday, Friday, Sunday. You know, if they're looking for a group, a competent group. I think our Thursday, Friday, and Sunday run is pretty stacked, which is nice too, damage-wise. So it should be a little more forgiving. But obviously, that being the first. Oh shit! How do I hit enter without? Hold on. So this will be Thursday, Friday, Sunday. This will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Do you know how to, like, if I hit enter on here, it'll just, hold on. I think I can do it this way. That didn't work. So dumb. I fucking hate this. Anyways, these are the comps. And I'll work on like who we want in what party and stuff. I have the synergies all written down as well. And then the plan is to Thursday, Friday, Sunday. We don't want to run this with just one support, and we only have one support signed up. The Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday group, I want to have 2 supports guaranteed for that group, just because I think it'll be hard to pug. So we're going to pug the Thursday, Friday, Sunday group. We're going to try pugging a support for those. So, yeah, Raina, if you could ask them, you know, if they have an extra person that wants to go, I think it would be good. That would be for Thursday, Friday, Sunday, 5 hours starting at 9 p.m. server. But yeah. I think that's it, right?
Should be. I think Gate 1 looks pretty doable. Gate 2 is going to be the hardest, and then Gate 3.
Yeah, Gate 2 is definitely going to be the hardest. there's just a lot of little stuff we're gonna have to learn, and we're probably gonna die to and stuff. Gate 3, you know, managing that that meter is gonna be a little difficult, I think. Until people, you know, start getting better at dodging stuff. So we'll definitely take the sleep bombs for that. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a learning process for sure.
There's still a lot to learn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's definitely a lot to learn.
fuck ton to learn. But I think we can do it.
I mean, assuming they use like 4 materials, 2 materials, 4 materials, we could even do like, assuming we can't get it all on hard mode the first week, we could do like 2 hard modes and a normal mode and still get a piece that week.
Yeah,
If it works that way.
yeah, we will switch to normal if we need to, depending on where we are. There's no rush to. We're gonna before Clown comes out, we're gonna have full sets. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
you
in a
know,
rush, but it
yeah.
would be nice to have 4 piece for the second week because that should make considerably.
yeah, it should. Yeah, so we'll do what we can. You know, we'll try and min max it as much as possible and try and get our set pieces and stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, the big thing is just, you know, we sit there for 5 hours each day and we do our best to just clear as much of it as we can, and then, you know, we'll do the rest on normal if we can't clear it. We should be fine.
Fine either way.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's no rush.
Yeah, there's really no rush. It's just for the fun of it. Just gotta remember we're doing this because we find it fun for some reason to go into hard mode day 1 and beat our heads against the
Yeah,
wall.
I kind of wish they were releasing shit like normal mode and then hard mode. Like, I mean, I get the people are eye level for it, but like, it'd just be so much more enjoyable to learn, I think.
Yeah. Well, so for normal, I'm not sure what we want to do because of the holiday weekend. It becomes a lot harder to organize a group for normal. So I know Saturday I'm gonna be out like most of the day. I might get back at like 9 Central, so we could do a late night normal Saturday. But otherwise we could do it like during the day on Sunday or during the day on Monday, but it's the holiday weekend, so people might have plans. I don't know. What do you guys think? And that's mostly for Reina and Mewers because you guys would be doing normal. I think you're the only ones here that have characters at normal level. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to just try and squeeze it in, I guess.
That's what she said. Well, what day would be better based on what you guys have planned right now?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Mewers, do you have any plans this weekend?
Yeah, I don't think he's been here.
Oh. What do you think? Will people be more likely to have plans on the 4th, or what was Sunday is what? Sunday's the 3rd, right? Are people going to be doing something Sunday?
Depends on if people have off on
Most people
like,
have off on Monday.
Tuesday.
I don't have off on Tuesday, so I don't know. I mean, I know like Drew does, I think.
I'm sure a bunch of people have off on Tuesday.
Well, fucking lucky them.
So I would assume that those people are going to want to do shit on Monday.
So maybe we'll just do it on Sunday. How long do you think we need for normal?
I mean, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. Like, it's normal's probably going to be very difficult as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Oh, that's funny, dude. All right, we try and do it on Sunday during the day. Maybe we'll do it at like 2 server.
I don't know if I'm gonna be around. I don't know what my plans are. So
All right, well, we'll figure it out. Anyways, I mean, I've watched all of those videos, but man, just like watching them and writing stuff down, it
so much.
it's a lot, dude. My my OneNote, I don't know. It's a pretty hefty document I've got going here.
I mean, it's definitely more than Valtan, but I felt the same way watching Valtan. It's like, oh shit, there's a lot to this fight. And then once you do it, it's like, this isn't so bad.
I mean, just knowing too, though, that like these attacks, unlike Valtan's, these attacks are like a lot more deadly. I wonder how much I can actually stand it on my gun lancer.
Have you seen some helmet Valtan?
Oh yeah, yeah. It looks fun.
Yeah, it looks okay.
All right, well, I will watch these videos a couple more times and refine my notes a
You
bit.
can't get hit by the fucking axes because they like one shot you.
Yeah,
Isn't it like the first phase is crazy?
yeah.
I'm not sure I've ever done that shit with it been hit by the axes. Maybe a couple times.
I mean,
I
get
mean,
hit
your
by
whole group has to not get hit by any.
I get hit by fucking everything, dude.
So you have to actually organize like where people are going. You have to organize like breaking the walls so that there's room to maneuver.
Yikes. Well, we'll do it. I think we got Ficus. But
I mean, we'll definitely get it. I'm just not sure we're gonna get all 3.
no,
First week,
we're
especially
gonna
with the
do
holiday.
it. We're gonna fucking do it.
All right.
Listen, I got nothing going on for the holiday because apparently I have to work. So I need to be at my computer anyways. So I'm good to go. Like I did the 5-hour time limit just because, you know, I know not
People start to
everybody.
deteriorate.
Yeah, not everybody operates like me, and I'll go fucking all night. I'll do it as long as I have to. So, but I still think we can get it within the 5 hours because, you know, at the end of the day, total time accumulated that I spent with each group on Valtan was actually less than 30 hours. I think for each group it was like maybe less than 15 apiece. Less than 15 hours apiece, and we're putting 15 in for each group. So, you know, I mean, I know it's more difficult than Valtan, but we did Valtan in less time, technically. And this way, it being a little bit more organized, and we have, you know, 3 discrete sessions, each 5 hours, I think we should be okay. You know, we just have to be patient with people on this one, because it's kind of one where nobody can die. And yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for, you know, leaving Joe out of these groups, but I know that, you know, he's just at item level. Everybody else is like 1470 plus, so we're going to be taking a lot less damage. And then also I think, you know, he struggles a little bit more mechanically on Valtan, so I think it might be good for him to do normal first. And then Drew, has Drew been around at all today?
Who's Joe? My character name.
Oh, Joe is Xylena, the gunslinger. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, just noticed like he has a little bit more trouble. And that plus being at item level is going to make it really difficult for him, especially on like a, you know, this is like ATK was saying, like almost everyone has to survive. Like you need people alive to do these mechanics. So, we gotta have people living. And Drew, I would like to see Drew, like, if he can, upgrade his armor pieces a bit. Because he's right at item level 2, so stuff is going to hit him really hard. But he's not going till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So he has some time. Otherwise, I think we're pretty good, except for needing that, you know, extra support. So let me know They have somebody that can go right now. If not, we'll just pug one. I think we should be good. I think Stoops had some. He was trying to put some groups together, and there's more than. He had too many people signed up, so maybe he has. If he has an extra support, we can nab one of those too. We can just look around and see.
Going with mods. I was watching mods earlier. And
Yeah,
he said something about
he's going.
wanted
Yeah,
to go, but he had needed so many spots before he would agree to it.
yeah. Stoops is going. He's doing a couple groups. I think he has. He has more people signed up that can go in 2 groups. So he was going to make a third one, you know, for people to go, and he was just going to like watch them through screen share and like walk them through it and stuff, which sounds like a pain in the dick. But
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what mod said, but it was something about Snoops versus Zeal, and I was like, if I had to choose, I'd take Zeal. But whatever.
no, Stoops is fine. He's done this fight a lot. He does this every week on Korea.
I don't think either of them are bad. I just think Zeal's done it more.
Zeals has done it a lot too. You know, him and Stoops started playing around the same time. I mean, Stoops has actually done this quite a bit because he played a shit ton on Russian servers, and he got pretty far. I mean, he cleared Belshazzar on Russia, and then I'm not sure how far. He didn't get very far in hard, I don't think. And that's what he's progging right now. He's progging like hard on Korea, I think. But
I think he cleared it. I'm not sure.
yeah, they just cleared it. Yeah, they just
Okay.
cleared it, I think. But yeah, so like I think that was the only thing that he hadn't really done. But he did clear Belshazzar, and he, you know, did Vicus a bunch too. He started playing the game with I think shortly after Vicus came out, or it might have been Clown. But Vicus was out when he started, so he's been doing it since he started playing pretty much. So I don't think his group will be bad, I mean, at all. We'll see though. His groups have been pretty good. There's a couple people that do some funny stuff. I remember they were doing, what was the one thing? They were doing a Argos. They got to phase 3 and they wiped. And then when they went to, I think they went to like restart the fight or something like that, and one of his regulars accidentally hit the stop button, stopped the raid, and exited, and did the exit thing, so everybody left the raid and didn't collect rewards. They had to go back in and reprog the whole thing. That was great.
That's pretty funny. I can see
Yeah,
that.
and it was the same guy did it when they played when Stoops and him were playing on Russia too. I forget when he did it. He might have done it. He might have done it on like Belshazzar or someone before they were like gates, I think, and saves. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there's like same dude that did it on Russia. He did it here. It's pretty funny.
That sounds a little intentional.
I don't know. It was Coxon. So mad at him. Actually. He had me thinking I was going to go with him to Valtan week 1, which is kind of a good thing I didn't go because we ended up running 2 groups anyways. But, you know, this is when we didn't have enough people at the item level. So I thought we were only going to run 1 group. And then he said I was going to go in this group he was putting together, and then last minute he's like, "Oh, I forgot. We actually filled the spot."
Sounds
So,
like a streamer.
I don't. No, I don't think he streams. I think he's just, you know, I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about the other dude?
Yeah,
that
the other
sniffed?
dude, the guy that ended the raid.
Okay, gotcha.
I just think, you know, that's just he just forgot. A little bit absent-minded is all. But yeah. I need to do... Do we have any more Descoludas left?
I don't.
You don't? Mewers? Hello? Mewers? Mewers?
I think he did his. He did 3.
Does he only have 3? Oh, maybe he does, actually. He has a bunch of 1370s, but... That's fine, I'll just matchmake it. I mean, how bad could it be, dude? My Wardancer already cleared Valtan.
I mean, it's not bad.
One shot, dude.
Matchmaking isn't bad. I just clear it faster solo on my Zerker, so I don't bother.
Oh, you do it solo?
Yeah. I'm averaging like 3.5 minutes.
My fastest clear, 1 minute and some change.
Yeah, I mean, same for me in a group, but that's like
Yeah.
the, super efficient abnormal group, not the 5-minute average that I get.
Really? The only times I get those, I guess, if I'm on my Gunlance, I never get like the 5-minute groups or whatever, you know. But if I'm on my Paladin, sometimes for sure I'll get those 6-minute groups. The greats.
It's kind of fun to solo. I got my Gale win ring today. Just doing it normally. So
Oh, nice, dude. Congrats.
Nice.
It was kind of funny because I didn't see the rune drop, and I was like, this motherfucker's never going to drop the rune. And then I checked my inventory, and the rune wasn't there.
Ooh, shit. Descoluda actually hurts at item level. Damn.
I mean, there's not much to get hit by.
Well, so I usually sit in like that green beam
Usually
with like
it's everything.
the white safe zone. I mean, I can sit on it on my Paladin. My Paladin's like 1480, so I guess.
That's another reason I like soloing on my Zerker, because I just ignore the mechanics, and I don't care if I get hit. Whereas if I'm in a group, I feel bad if there's like a Bard or a Paladin, and they're like, oh my god, this dumbass Zerker, he just stands in everything.
Dude, that is actually one of
See,
The
that might
problem-
impact a bard, but that a paladin doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, the problem with running on my Gunlance in the first group is that I don't really learn anything when I run on my Gunlance, because I just stand in everything, and then I go on my Paladin, and I'm like, oh my god, this actually fucking hurts. So, have to be more cognizant on Vicus. I wonder how much shit I can actually stand in. I've watched some blue Gunlance playthroughs, at least the first gate. This dude just stood in absolutely everything. Yeah, let me get the counters. How am I supposed to get around the back when this bitch is like up against the wall? Fucking hate back attack classes.
Not only that, but it has like a square hitbox. It pisses me off.
Yeah, it's
Welcome
so
to
annoying,
my
dude.
hell.
Fucking annoying. Who plays back attack and enjoys it?
This guy.
Why?
Yeah, it's alright.
God, I can't believe Stoops is switching to control. Bad idea, dude. I guess he's used to playing back attack though. He mained a Zerker for so long.
I mean, Zerker is back attack.
I
but
know.
It's not like hugely mandatory. You wanna
Depends.
be behind, but you don't.
Yeah, it depends how much crit you have, I guess. But really, the back attack is like about not missing those fucking crits too, because that can be really punishing if you do, especially on a Zerker. Man, every time I miss a crit on my Zerker, so sad.
I agree.
Such
Which
long
is why I go with
cooldowns.
the high crit, like for those swiftness build. I don't
Yeah.
like the balance build. Plus, if you do a high crit, you can run defensive cards like I do, because you don't really need that extra 7%.
Yeah. Which is probably better, anyways.
Yeah, whenever I see a Zerker not using it,
But the problem,
I feel
but
like
that's the,
they're doing it wrong.
yeah, that's the problem with like the control, the, oh shit, missed that. The control glaive, I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like they're gonna be struggling for crit. They run the entropy set though, I think.
I don't know anything about Gladiators. I saw that stance switching and decided it wasn't for me.
Well,
immediately.
control is no stance switching, but it requires all back attack. It's an ambush master class. Which
Kind of
is
the same logic. I don't like my death blade either, so that kind of rules
Yeah.
out control as well.
that's why people don't play control really. Pinnacle, you have like some back attack abilities, but you don't even have to like hit them on back attack because they're 100% guaranteed crit. So, you know, you just get a little bit extra damage, but it's kind of negligible.
I think if I could restart my account from scratch, I would do like Zerker, Paladin, Gunlancer, and then 3 alt Zerkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I wish I had more blade alts.
Yeah, I probably would do maybe a double gun lance, or I'd do another paladin.
I've heard they're releasing the Tunica Pass next month with the July update, and I'm thinking about just buying like a couple of those and rolling Zerkers.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I know I'm gonna use the Hyper Express on a bard, but I'm kind of like, why am I playing a bard when I could just play another paladin? And I don't have to. I can just share gems between the two. You know what I mean?
Think about making a gun lance or like a scrapper or something.
And then I don't know how much you guys run like Guardians in your Stronghold, but I've gotten a decent amount of legendary books from that. So if I had like an alt Zerker, I think I'd have more mayhem books.
Oh,
than
really? You
Guardians.
think you get a higher chance through that?
I absolutely do. Yes.
Running guardians from your stronghold?
Yeah, from,
Interesting.
like an alt.
You got
Yeah.
legendary books from that?
Yeah, like somewhere between a half a dozen and a full dozen.
What?
Yep, I've gotten multiple books on my Sorcerer. I just got one the other day on my Shadow Hunter. I've gotten 2 already on my Destroyer, just to give you the rate, because my Destroyer is not that old.
Like good
Got At
ones?
least 1 on my Paladin. Rage Hammer, Igniter.
So do you need like to have like a high percentage of success for that one?
I'm pretty sure you only get the books on either S or SS rank, so yes.
Fuck, because I don't have many.
But if you get those ranks, it's probably like guaranteed.
I don't have many
It's
sailors though.
definitely not guaranteed, and it seems to be like 50-50 between Epic and Legendary, but it's still a decent chance.
Yeah, that's hot information.
The only thing that seems to be guaranteed about like an SS rank is you'll get the card for that Guardian. Not that that's really a big deal.
You get a shitload of XP for your stronghold doing that, I know.
Yeah, that's the main reason I actually started doing it, is because they're the best way to get Stronghold XP in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck it, dude. I'm sending all my alts guardian raids through there. I fucking hate doing yohos.
And the last patch made it so you can duplicate the Guardian raid, so you can send it to like 2 yohos instead of 1 yoho and 1 mixing. So it's more efficient now than it was.
Oh,
and,
hell yeah.
You only need 1355 to send your alt on a Stronghold instead of 1370.
Oh, no way. Because that is the actual item level for yoho
Yep.
on all the other
Forgot to
regions.
change it, and they just don't care at this point, or it's a continuing bug, and they just haven't fixed it.
They should just change it back to the regular item level. No need to babysit, you know, NA players. Yeah, they're bad, but there are bads. Oh, what the fuck? How'd you hit me, you stupid bitch?
I could have also just been lucky, but like just for reference, I've gotten 2 legendary books from actually killing the Guardians, and like probably between 6 to 12 doing them.
Yeah, I've gotten like
I've
none.
gotten like
from-
1 from actually doing them
Yeah. I think I've gotten 1 as well.
on like all the characters.
Now, have you gotten good ones?
Yeah, I got Rage Hammer on my Destroyer ×2, and
I got a paladin book, so I think it was pretty decent.
I've gotten like a Surge and a Remaining Energy on my Death Blade. I think I got a what was the Sorcerer's spec? The Igniter, Reflux. I got a Reflux book on my Sorcerer.
Yeah, I'll definitely start doing that on my Alt blade for sure.
Yeah. Nobody said anything about that shit. Fuck. Shit. I died. God, he's being such a little bitch during this run.
God, I did 45% of the damage on my glaive on that fucking yo-ho, and I died. Christ.
See, my problem is I don't have many sailors in my stronghold because
Gotten every sailor I've come across.
I just
There's a few rapport sailors that I should be getting soon. That'll be real nice.
Yeah, that the legendary sailor you can get from, what is it, like Randall Village or something in North Bern. She's really good for Dark Fox Yoho.
How much is that?
You need full trusted with her.
I'll probably already have that one. I'm
Fuck.
working on.
She's not like super high. I think she's like 37k total or something.
I think I finished Northburn. I'm working on Lutera.
37k seems like a lot.
If you're a pussy.
I kind of am a pussy, so whatever. I'm soft.
Yeah, I always have like the merchant site open and I try to buy any legendary that I see come out.
I mean, I've got a bunch stocked up. Just I was planning on full sending a Zena and Nana. Do you guys really think that the 12, Light of Salvation 12 is going to be better than the crit?
He said it's 10% damage.
For Vicus, even if I had.
So it's
12 Light of
10% damage
Salvation,
versus 7% crit. I mean, it
would
depends
still
on what you
have
are. If you're
defense. At least
like
for
he's like a gunslinger, right? Gunslinger doesn't.
They don't need the
probably would
crit,
rather
yeah.
have They'd probably rather have that 10% damage.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could try it out on my gun lance. Just feels bad when I don't crit. Ooh, dude, look at this earring. Grudge 5, Keen Blunt 3, crit. That could be good.
This should be good, yeah.
It's a Zerker ear, at least. Probably other classes too.
Very low quality, but I mean, it's a 5-3 with Grudge, a Grudge 5.
Quality kills anything, unfortunately, but you can still get a little bit out of it, I'm sure.
Let's see what else we got here. Endurance, expertise.
All right, I'm gonna go watch some TV and go to bed or whatever.
All right, man. Have a good night. See ya.
Later.
Quality does kill it, but depends what things are selling for right now. Oh man.
Like, the difference between like blue quality and yellow quality is, you know,
I could probably
five figures.
I could probably undercut this guy by 1,000 and I could sell him for 8,000. Let's just do that. I mean, 8,000's nothing to scoff at.
Nope, I take it.
Okay.
I still haven't managed to sell that one neck I got.
Oh really?
Up for like 74,000 at this point. Yeah, a guy sold a similar one and had like 10 more quality for 50k, so I'm assuming I can get around that for it eventually.
Yeah, just you know, slowly decrease it, see what happens. As far as like buying pieces, I'm just like more inclined to wait now to see what happens to relic prices once Vicus is introduced.
Yeah, I've mainly been watching the books myself, and I don't want to buy any of those until.
Yeah, the
coverage.
books. Yeah, exactly. The books are kind of just a waiting game type deal, as
The only
well.
ones I've been buying are the Master Sanasi ones, because those are already pretty cheap, and I don't think they're gonna go down much, if any, and the Mayhem ones, because those are class books.
Yeah. we'll see what I already have a couple level 12 books. I definitely want to see what happens with Grudge, but also I think I'm not even
You're back.
not even gonna fucking go for Blessed Aura. You know what I mean? Like or my support books at 12.
No,
Seems like
I
just a
agree.
waste
The only
of
class book
waste.
I'm interested in at 12 is my Zerker because it's my main.
Yeah.
None of my other classes are getting class books.
Yeah,
I'm just
like
gonna watch like Cursed Owl, Keen Blunt, and Grudge.
yeah, same. Those are gonna be the ones to do. That's a rank S. That's a rank B. All right, let's see. 25,000 seals right now. We're almost there. It's 27, right?
27 and some change, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Night Fox, Yoho, Auto Formation. I only have a 43%.
So I only do 2 at a time because I only have enough sailors for 2. I think my first raid is like around 75-80%, and my second one's around 60%.
Yeah, I just don't have the sailors for it. Who is this bitch in Northfern?
Northfern, the little like gray-haired, looks like a child. It's in that Rana village or whatever, the one in the Adventurers Guild.
Okay. Okay. So she has a pretty badass sailor. Let's see if I can... Maybe I can juice her up. Reina Village. The little Ayaya. It would be nice to get a double paladin with the cleanse rolling for Vicus. It looks like Annabelle, that girl.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, there's only 2 there. There's the little girl and the guy, so it's the girl.
Yeah.
Plus, if you look at the rapport awards, she'll be listed as like a legendary sailor for the trusted level.
Oh, nice. Let's get the trusted then. Oh, wait, I don't have the emote Joy. Lame. Oh, shit. Oh, I have a bunch of these, though. Okay, we're friendly. We did it. Yay. Hey, ancient gold coins. Nice.
I think she made my first crew go up from like 65% to 80, so she should give you around 15%.
What'd you say? She gives,
I think she gives around 15 to 20%, yeah. Over what you had, so if you're at like 40%, you'll be at around 60.
Oh, 73. Nice. Wow. Well, that should be good. Let's send
I think
it.
I'm at like 79, 80%, so you're only a little bit behind me.
And then you don't recommend you don't think it's worth it running at like a 14%?
Oh, I have no idea how that system works. I mean, I've had like 2% come back as SS, and then, you know,
Yeah, I have as well.
fail.
I might as well just send both. Let's just do it.
Yeah, I would say just send it. unless you really need the stronghold energy.
I need the stronghold XP more than anything, to be honest. Okay. My stronghold's only level 36. I've been a slacking.
Yeah, I've been slacking. I'm about to hit 64.
Well, you know. Just trying to
I think
maintain
I
all
just-
these massive characters, you know what I mean?
Yep. I figure I just get to 70 and be done with it.
Yeah.
That's the max level.
No, it's a good idea. I definitely want to. I went really hard on my stronghold, but really I only did it to get the buff, to get the research and stuff, to get the honing buff, and then I kind of stopped. But, you know, I'm trying to boost it up now.
Yeah, there's really been no point to it for like the last 20 or 30 levels. It hasn't given me anything. No
Yeah. No, it doesn't really. But yeah, dude, our groups are looking pretty good for this week. And hopefully Drew can raise this item level a little bit come next week for the second group, but
Yeah,
I don't
it'll
know.
be interesting to see how much item level matters. I want to see how hard she hits me.
I think it definitely matters for sure. Like, just looking at that, dude, those attacks look like 8s. It's like every single gate is the fucking wolves, you know? Tons of different patterns, lots of stuff to dodge, debuffs and stuff you need to cleanse, and just a ton of jumping around and boss moving out of your, you know, attack and stuff. It's it looks awful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it matters. I'm curious how much. Like, even when I think I got 1490 like 2 or 3 days ago, and going into that 1475 Chaos Dungeon, it just felt considerably easier. I feel like there's, you know, like gates in this game that they don't tell us about.
Yeah, it definitely is. There definitely is. The item level gates do exist, for sure. Well, should be good. I've been slowly trying to send my weapon to 22. It's just not working. I'm up to 54.76% artisans.
That sounds painful.
It's pretty awful, actually. I mean, I only do it when I have enough stuff to full juice it, which I should be able to get some more tomorrow, potentially. I have a bunch of cube tickets. So many cube tickets between all of my characters, too.
Yeah, that's the only way I would do the weapon. I'm
Yeah.
holding off until I have like full plus 21, and then I'll start trying to get the weapon at 22, 23.
Yeah, I figure it doesn't matter because I want to have my weapon. Before Brawl Shaza, I want my weapon at 23. I want all my armor at 21, which I think is doable. And you just gotta slowly, I think, honestly, like, you just gotta slowly do it and keep hitting them, and then potentially pity all of them. I think I'm gonna pity this weapon. I can kind of feel it.
I mean, what is it, a 1% base chance?
Yeah,
Get up to
it's
2% and then
3%.
4%?
3% max.
Oh, okay, so it's 1% higher than I thought.
Yeah.
And then you can double it to 6?
No. No. It's the highest you can do it by fully juicing it is 3%.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty awful.
Yes, pretty bad. But you know, we're just gonna keep doing it very slowly. Every few days, just do a tap. I think I haven't done it in a little while, so I think I had 2 today that failed. You know, it's bringing me a little bit closer to the goal of 23. And then you
23 weapon glow is fucking awesome, especially for Zerker. It's like this dark red, blood red, gold swirl.
I fucking hate the Gunlance glows. These look dumb.
I definitely like the 23-24 glow better than the 25 Berserker.
I mean, the 21 glow I enjoy better than the 20 glow. We'll see what the orange does. 23. The white one on a Gunlance, I don't know.
I swear this will improve your life.
I don't think it looks that good. Zerker just has like the coolest in general. I mean, the little swirlies around the weapon, so cool.
I think it's definitely the most noticeable, but I would still say the martial artists have the best looking one.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. The martial artists do have the best. The fucking scrappers, dude, look so good. What is this bitch? She's a Wardancer. Yeah, this Wardancer looks pretty sweet too. Man, her outfit is nice. Wow. All right. I think I'm going to go to bed now. Or not go to bed. Probably watch something. Does anything come out on
Go play
Tuesdays?
some Outriders before I go to bed.
Oh, nice. There are no
I'm not
shows.
a
that
huge TV guy, so
Oh, really?
can't tell you.
Well, I'm not. I mean, I've been watching like Stranger Things was really good, and what else did I watch? The Boys, really good. Westworld just came out with a new season. I have no fucking idea what's going on. Yeah, you know, sometimes I just like to chill before bed and watch some shows. But yeah, man.
It's definitely the best, but yeah.
Yeah. We'll if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll definitely see you the day after.
All right, sounds
right.
good. See you then.
Have a good night. See ya, dude.
Later.
And good night.